Hi friends, and welcome back to part 3 of my kitchen organization. If you missed parts 1 and 2, I will link them down below and you guys can catch up on that and get some great ideas. So I'm going to be cleaning out and organizing my drawers. I took everything out and there was some crumbs in this tray. So I'm going to spray it out with my all-purpose cleaner and wipe it out with a microfiber cloth. I'm also going to wipe out the drawer and make sure I get any crumbs out. This is the tray that I love using to organize in my drawers. It's from IKEA. They have many different sizes. They're super budget friendly, only a couple dollars each. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my stuff back in here nice and organized. I love that it has a compartment for my measuring spoons and measuring cups. This is kind of my baking drawer. Now some of these compartments don't quite fit all of my longer spoons, so I'll just put it right next to it. And as you can see, it's all nice and organized now. Moving on to the next drawer, I have this long container from the Dollar Tree. This is not your traditional container size here. It's an extra long one. I love it because it fits my really long straws. So again, I'm gonna take everything out, and as you can see, I have another one of these IKEA trays. If you watched my last video, I kind of stole this one from this drawer to move over to my junk drawer because it fit really great in there and I loved how it organized my junk drawer. So I'm gonna have to go back and get another one of these. But again, I'm wiping everything out and I'm gonna go ahead and put everything back in. Now, these utensils here are for our grill. I kind of had trouble getting them in there. I don't really like them in this drawer because they don't quite fit, so I got to figure out something better to do with that. If you're looking for some affordable drawer organizers, then make sure you go to IKEA. They have a lot of different options and you'll see a lot of these throughout my kitchen here in this video. This is the drawer to the left of my stove, and again, I have some more of these IKEA containers that are a little bit narrower, and I keep in this drawer all of my spoons and spatulas that I use for my stove. Now I love these organizers. You can see the little compartment at the end, and I don't use those because our drawers don't come out all the way, so I can't really access that little compartment easily. But if you've got drawers that come out all the way, then you've got some little extra storage back there. This is my sharp drawer. I have this mesh basket that I got at Bed Bath & Beyond many years ago. I love it because the crumbs can fall right through. These baskets here are from Dollar Tree and Walmart. The sturdy one is from Walmart. The flimsy one is from Dollar Tree. So I'm gonna clean these out and just get this drawer organized. This contains any sharp objects that are not knives, which is in the next drawer over. In part 1, I actually showed how I organized that knife drawer, and I love how it turned out, so be sure to check that out. This drawer to the right of the stove is right next to the refrigerator. So I have a couple baskets in here. This one is from Walmart, and I had the kids' cups in here. That way they're really easily accessible so the kids can get their own drinks. This tray here is where I have their lids. This one was actually from Dollar Tree. I love this, and it just has some rubber grips on the bottom and it fits everything nicely. This long tray is another one from IKEA, and I usually keep our Yeti lids in there as well as my husband's coffee mug lids. So the next day I decided to completely redo this drawer. I took the kids' lids out of this tray here. I'm gonna put our coffee filters and stuff in here because our coffee pot is on this counter. That way it's nice and easily accessible. I'm also going to move some of my hot pads into this drawer because it's right next to the stove. I can easily grab one. I'm gonna also leave our lids for our Yetis and coffee mugs because they're in the cabinet right above. That way everything is all nicely and easily accessible. I love these Sterilite bins from Walmart. They're in the kitchen organization section, and I have several of them throughout the whole kitchen. So I'm gonna put the kids' cups and water bottles in here. That way I can put them down here in the island, and they're still very easily accessible for the kids to grab when they need a drink. We have this stack of drawers right to the left of the dishwasher, and in the bottom drawer I've always had our towels. I'm gonna go through our towels since I just did a fresh load. I'm gonna fold them and put them in here, and I'm gonna get rid of all the ones that have holes and that are really stained. I'll just add them to my husband's work rags in his shop. And then the drawer right above that really needs some help here. I've got placemats, hot pads. We're just gonna go ahead and get rid of this one. Oh, I've had it for almost 13 years and it's in shreds. In this drawer, I'm going to neatly put in all of the placemats, and I'm going to do some of the hot pads that we use as trivets. I'm also going to be putting in my dough towels in here in this little basket. That way it's all nice and neat and organized in here. Again, you don't need a bin for everything, but as long as everything's neat and organized and easily accessible, then it's great. So for my upper cabinets, they're already organized. I'll just show you how I have them organized. I have my supplements all down here on a Lazy Susan. Like I said in my last video, I love Lazy Susans. They really take advantage of space, make it super easily accessible. Over here, I've got one of these little drawer organizers that I can easily pull out and access stuff back there. I have another one right there to hold some random stuff. And then the rest of this is just right here. Just got some measuring cups and glass containers. And then at the top, I have a bunch of those baskets that I keep talking about from Walmart. This one here is for canning lids that are already used and rings and storage things, so I can just easily pull that down. This one here is just for some random stuff like my nut milk bag and my juicer, my zoodler, and my sprouting lids. This one is for my canning funnel and my canning rings for canning season. These ones are a little bit cleaner and non-rusty than those ones. Those are just storage ones. And then here I have all of my Pyrex lids for these ones right here. So you can see how I have a lot of stuff, a lot of little things up here that I can store easily in these bins and just easily pull them down. This cupboard here is my spice cabinet and baking cabinet, which I will save for another video on organizing this because as you can see, it could use a little bit of a cosmetic upgrade and, you know, just a little bit more functional. In this cupboard here, right by the refrigerator and over the coffee maker, we have all of our cups and mugs, a water bottle, nothing fancy here, but it's all just easily accessible. Not too out of order, but I don't really know what else we can do in there. In this cabinet here to the right of the stove, I have all of my pots and pans here. As you can see, I don't have any organizational things under here. And the key is not to have a bin for everything. You don't need a bin for everything. As long as everything is easily accessible and nicely organized, you don't have to have a bin for everything. But this is my pan collection. I have one of these really nice bins from the Dollar Tree. I love that I can easily pull this down and store all of our bike water bottles and Nalgene's in here, stuff that we really don't use on a regular basis. And it takes advantage of the space that we have up here above the refrigerator. I also have another one of those little bins from Walmart with my cookie cutters, stuff I don't use very often. So if you take advantage of bins like this that you can just easily pull down and access stuff, you can take advantage of more space. Over here we have a mess of cookbooks, which I'm going to fix that eventually. They should all be nicely up here, but that's pretty much all I have up there. That we're gonna save for another project. If you missed parts 1 and 2, then be sure to check that out up in the iCards or link down below. That is it for my kitchen organization video and tour. I hope you liked it. Give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.